Hello, everybody. I'm Rachel Sawani, and this is another energy update for the month of May 2022. Today, I've had three guides step forward to share the messages around what's going to happen in the collective, what we can expect energetically, and what the most important themes, lessons, and activations are happening in the month of May. And I have with me first off Isis, goddess Isis, who is the Egyptian goddess of the moon, magic, and life. I also have with me the divine director, who is a facet of the heart of Source, and he works with many different angels, including our guardian angels, in relation to helping us stay on our divine path and in alignment with our soul contracts and missions. And I also have Goddess Diana, who is a Roman moon goddess of the hunt and who is known in Greek mythology as Artemis. So the first I invited these guides to step forward and make themselves known to me. And I'm going to bring their energy in once again now because I was having the Divine Director pull cards today to share some of these messages with us. But I want to make sure that I have Goddess Diana here and also Goddess Isis. So I'm just taking a moment to tune into their energy and to see them step forward. And so I'm feeling Goddess Diana coming in close on my left side. I feel Goddess Isis over here, and the Divine Director just kind of feels more expansive of an energy that fills the space in the room energetically. So I see him before me, but he is all around me and filling the space right now. So the first card that they pulled is going to represent the overall theme for the month of May 2022 and what is most important for us to be aware of. And the card comes from the Archangel Metatron Oracle deck by Amanda Ellis, and this card is the Tree of Life card, and on it it says travel on. So I hear the Divine Director wanting to answer this question or give a message for this as to what the theme is and how this represents the theme for May. So I'm going to tune into him now and see what he wants to say. And he's sort of addressing us in a very formal way right now. He's addressing us as dear ones, the collective of beings of the highest love and light, as if we are gathered here in a formal meeting is how he's addressing us, because he's saying you are all gathered here today to receive these messages of heart activations, to remember your connection to Source and your power from Source, and through the collective energy, as all of your hearts are unified within this one field of Source heart energy. He's really emphasizing the heart energy and how our hearts are all connected and unified, even if we are not consciously aware of how we are all connected, or even if we don't always see this or feel this connection. He's saying many of you often feel separated from your brothers and sisters, and this includes those of the galactic star races. However, you are all included in this collective whole. So he's saying, I am addressing you all today as one. I am addressing you all today as one unit, one family, and this is one gathering. This message or video or what he's sharing today is us being all gathered in one place with all of the galactics, and he's highlighting the Galactic Federation and Council of Light is also represented here today through the messages that have been pulled on these cards. And I didn't mention them earlier, but they did step forward as I was pulling cards. It was very clear that they had a specific message for us, so I did pull 3 cards from a specific deck that they chose to share their message with us. So they are here representing all of the galactic races to share their higher message with us and what we can expect, and what is happening and currently playing out. So the divine director is just making an introduction to himself and the beings that are here. And he's also pointing to Goddess Isis and Goddess Diana as representing the divine, as representatives of the divine feminine energy that is still coming through, is growing on earth and flowering as the hearts of many are opening and flowering and coming into bloom and blossoming in this springtime energy. He's highlighting the spring equinox has pushed many of these buds up and out of the ground, and many of us are now receiving and anchoring in more of our own divine feminine energy and aspects. So they are representing the divine mother Sophia energy here today. And the divine director is representing the heart of source energy here today and the messages that wish to come through on behalf of source creator, he is saying. So with that, he wants to get into this card as the theme, Tree of Life, Travel On. What is your message for us with this card? He is highlighting sharing the message. He is highlighting having faith in the experiences and the attunement process as we are moving through these shifts and changes, and as Earth is shifting and changing, we are all growing in a tree of life fashion. We are all beginning to connect. All of our circuits are connecting. All of the dots are connecting as we grow, as we gather strength from within to continue to stand true to ourselves and united in unity. He's using the word fortitude. There's fortitude and strength in numbers, and you are gathering your strength by growing in your ability to anchor in these frequencies on an individual level, but also connecting through your experiences and your roles and your awareness of your roles and the roles that you individually play as part of the greater growth of the collective as initiators for the higher dimensional realms and the higher dimensional growths. He's really pointing to this card, and he's showing that the wings represent our angelic force, or the force, the angelic forces that are overseeing this work, and all of these dots are symbols of all of our love and light and the different frequencies that we all bring into this whole unit. And he's not just talking about us on Earth, he's talking about us as a collective of star races and star beings who are gathered here together in one place to have this meeting of minds, he's saying, and meeting of hearts to help us connect into this oneness and this brotherhood and this energy of unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, that we are all raising in frequency now and meeting each other more from a heart space and a heart level. And this is what is being called for all individuals in the collective to do, to resonate with this higher frequency, this fifth dimensional frequency of light. It is going to take a mastering of ourselves in coming into alignment with our higher selves and our higher missions, but it's also going to take others to then see how we are all impacting the whole, or our service, our being in service to each other is essentially helping the greater good lift and raise in frequency by allowing us to hold space essentially for those who are yet not ready to see this higher truth, and the higher truth of how the ascended masters and the hierarchy of beings of love and light are working with us and are guiding this process for us, this process of unification, alchemical unification, he's saying. And so it's a gathering. A gathering is taking place at this time. People are being called together and to serve in their communities under the guidance of one, as one light and one love. So another thing he's highlighting is that there's a gathering place taking place in our hearts. So our hearts are seen as connected to source energy, and we are being called by our heart connection to source and Mother Gaia to meet at this heart-centered place. When we interact with other people, this is where we are being asked to meet, and this is where we meet each other, and we come into union and into balance and into integration with the divine feminine and divine masculine qualities that we all represent. We are coming into balance and alignment within individually as we find balance between these aspects of ourselves, and as we learn how to unify and find balance within the whole. So he's showing like smaller communities such as ours gathering together more to create this harmonic resonance, he's saying, with each other that is also in accord with God's resonance, from God's heart. So it's he's seeing, showing this heart of source and the heart of Mother Gaia. As we all come together, we are building this resonance field of our hearts, and the electromagnetic fields from all of our hearts is coming together as one and unifying and helping to unify the collective. So this is a very, very important concept or perspective to hold as we move into the month of May. It's elevating us to a higher connection. The energies of May coming in are elevating us to a higher connection with Source and a higher connection to Mother Gaia, a higher heart connection to all of our galactic brothers and sisters and all of our Earth brothers and sisters. So unity consciousness is really being amplified on the planet now, and we are really taking hold. It's taking shape as we come more into alignment with our individual paths and missions. We begin to connect now to all of these guides and each other in a way that is in alignment for growing in strength and numbers, is what he's saying and showing. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope I got that message out correctly. But it feels like he's nodding that I did. So we're going to move on. It does resonate with the cards that I seem to pull. So the next group of cards that we're going to talk about are the different activations, the most important activations that are happening this month of May that we need to be aware of. And I'm just tuning in to see who wishes to share these activations with us. I'm getting Isis coming in. I can feel her energy. Stepping forward. Oops, dropped my card. Okay, so the first activation card is Halls of Amenti Initiation. Secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. So let me see what Isis would like to share about that. She's highlighting Halls of Amenti activations. So sacred knowledge being revealed through our dreams, and parallel universes she's showing. So I'm not sure how this all relates. But she's saying there's many heart activations taking place. There's many higher dimensional activations taking place. And this is helping us, again, to connect the dots of who we are, who we came to be, where we came from, how we are all connected, and how we are all in position or playing our specific part in service to the one and in service to the whole. So, all of the signs and synchronicities that are happening in our lives are really there to help us not only integrate our own past life experiences and understandings of who we are, to draw more self awareness to our higher purpose of being here and the higher reasons why we were called to Earth for our more specific missions, but it's also to learn and to grow and to connect with others in a more heart-centered way. So this is really the goal and the most important theme again. So reconnecting and recollecting is what I'm hearing, recalling more of our past life experiences and how we are all connected in this way, how we have formed bonds and brotherhoods in past life incarnations is more of this information is just coming to the forefront. And there are many different ways this information is expressing itself or showing itself through our experiences and synchronicities with each other, through the way that we telepathically communicate or pick up on information and share information with each other, through the way we choose to work with one another or help one another and be in service to one another to help each other grow and expand in consciousness and remembrance is all part of what this initiation process is, what is happening on Earth with this initiation process and how it is helping to take us to the next level of consciousness and ascension. And the next important activation happening in May is Star Gathering, Stars Aligned, Remembering Home, Soul Family. So this goes along with the previous messages. It's just another confirmation that we are connecting more to our star brothers and sisters. And this is going to be an important theme, Isis is saying, moving forward into now in the years to come. We're just going to be seeing more and more people being curious about what it means to be a star seed and how to connect with their star brothers and sisters, their family, their star seed family members, their star being guides. So, and these beings are going to be coming in more and more clearly, and we are going to be able to communicate with them more clearly, telepathically. So, they're showing it as like, or she's showing it as the lines of communication are turning on. So the circuits are on. We are able to hear, sense, and perceive them around us more clearly than ever before because the veils are thinning and the lines of communication are open, and the desire and the interest and the curiosity of humans is there to reach out to these beings and to connect with them more, to understand who they are, as a way to understand also their own history and their own connection to the stars. So this is just unfolding through the collective at a higher accelerated rate. More interest in those subjects and topics that will take people into learning how to communicate directly with the star beings and different races. And the Galactic Council of Light is showing that this is something they are actively working on and bringing into the forefront of their own work and guidance and the messages that and the ways that they are communicating with specific star beings who are on Earth, who are implanted on Earth. Many of these people or beings who have been planted here on Earth, who have been contracted by the Galactic Council or other galactic councils of specific races, like, for example, the Pleiadian Council of Light or the Arcturian Council of Light or the Assyrian Council of Light. They all have their own beings that have been intentionally placed here at Earth in specific locations to be activated at specific times in a specific time frame. They're showing to help with this, make this connection stronger so that more beings can be known to us and more of their messages can be received by us. So this is a time of awakening is what they are showing. And the last activation that's important to know about is the third eye activation. It says brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. And Goddess Isis is saying that this kind of highlights back to her new moon and partial solar eclipse message that I did. And it's on my Patreon community site if you wish to join. There's a link in the descriptions box below. There's exclusive content on there, exclusive energy updates that I do around the new moon and the full moon and different eclipses and special activation portals that happen that I do bring forward messages. And the last one I recently posted yesterday on my site was for April 30th and the new moon and partial solar eclipse. And that was from Isis, and it was a longer message explaining some of the changes that were coming in and activations that were coming in with that new moon and that eclipse that were relevant to what to expect in coming forward and the changes coming in for this month even. But part of those activations, what was highlighted was that we were going to be seeing more clearly with our third eye, and this has been a theme for the last few messages I've done since the spring equinox, I believe. The third eye keeps coming up. So again, if you may be feeling pressure around your third eye, you may be getting headaches, you may be getting signs in the physical that your third eye is opening more, that you're able to see more clearly the path ahead. This is happening on an energetic scale for the whole collective, whether they are aware of it or conscious of it or not, but it's just helping humanity to move in the right direction, to see clearly the most righteous path, or the path that is most in alignment with the heart of source energy, the heart of Mother Gaia. Again, the highest timeline in mission and outcome for the highest growth of all in this ascension process. So third eye activations are taking place, and she's highlighting Goddess Isis that a lot of these are taking place at night. So you might find yourself having more vivid dreams. You might find yourself receiving more specific messages or downloads and activations in your dreams, or visitations from spirit guides such as the Galactic guides in your dreams, or other guides in spirit. Just pay attention to your dreams, and they might become more vivid and have more messages for you as to what's to come and how you are being called to come more into alignment, or being given specific information that is going to help you ascend. And so moving on to the cards that were pulled by the Galactic Council of Light. Of course, the first one comes out, the Council of Light, divine orchestration, helpers in the subtle realms. And I feel they've already explained how they're helping us gather all of the star seeds together and to come more into unity consciousness mode with the star seeds who were specifically implanted and are being activated now and are being called to remember their connection to the specific different councils of light that have chosen to work with them, and this in their mission here, and this in their role here on earth, and how those emissaries or missionaries are now being called to power up, they're saying, and spread their light and spread their truth and help the greater collective wake up to the idea that they are connected to different star races, and how these connections are important as we learn to integrate all the higher dimensional aspects of ourselves and unify in our service to the greater good. So that's their main mission at this time. And their other message is transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing. So, tuning into them again, deep energetic healing is occurring on multiple levels, on spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical levels. And so, with that, there's a lot of physical changes happening and emotional changes. There's a lot of emotional releases happening. There's a lot of transformative experiences happening. And they're also saying deep restorative energy, or they're highlighting restoration. So, and they're saying restoring of the hard drive. So, emptying of the hard drive and restoring of the hard drive, the right frequencies that are needed for our highest growth and healing activations to occur. So, they're showing that now is a time to be more consciously aware of how well tuned we are energetically to these higher frequencies that are coming in from the galactic councils, or from the galactic races, from the galactic frequencies of healing that are coming in. Are they're dousing us with energy right now, and it is to help us create this broader and stronger connection to the galactics and our guides, but it's also to really cleanse and clear these outdated beliefs and paradigms that are restricting us and restricting the greater collective from being able to see the higher truth and meaning of the spiritual experiences that people are having. So they're showing that many people are having very profound spiritual and emotional experiences, but we are raising in frequency and our own awareness to see and perceive why these experiences are happening, what the higher messages are in these experiences, these emotional experiences, these breakthrough and transformations that are taking place on all these different energetic levels. So it's just a period of restoring humanity to their fullest capacity. So again, it's just, there's a call to be to be more in service to the light, to really look at all the ways we are serving the greater good and the greater collective through our own actions, and how we are viewing our own healing and transformation process. If we are denying ourselves of the truth that of these higher messages that are wanting to come through, if we are denying our relationship to the stars, if we are not choosing to directly connect to our star brothers and sisters, we should consider that unity consciousness is really meant, what is meant by that is more than just unifying with our brothers and sisters on earth, but is unifying with our galactic brothers and sisters as well. So it feels like them saying more time and attention is necessary to draw our awareness up now to those higher realms, and how we can best unify with their energy and bring their energy forward through our own meditations and specific activation processes. And the last card that came from the Galactic Council of Light was the Pleiades card, and it says double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So this is just, they're just highlighting the Pleiadian mission, the Pleiadian help that we have, the Pleiadian guides that we have, and how our abilities to channel this information and to bring this information forward is in speaking it out loud or sharing it more and more with others is really going to help us come more into alignment with our higher selves and our higher mission. So it's a double mission. It says on the card channeling and uplifting humanity. It's two-sided. It's about connecting with our star brothers and sisters to channel information from them, but to also through that channeling help to raise everybody's frequency and vibration, and that just amplifies the energy, and it really brings and grounds that galactic energy into the earth's core and frequency and the heart of Mother Gaia. And then that spreads out through her heart to and her electromagnetic field to all of those who are on earth, helping to open up their hearts to receiving the higher messages and wisdom that wish to be shared at this time from the Pleiadians and all of our star brothers and sisters. So thank you, Galactic Council of Light, for sharing those beautiful messages. It really does seem to fit with the overall theme of the Tree of Life card that came out originally. So I, I feel a call to bring Diana in, Goddess Diana in right now. And I'm hearing messages of healing that she wishes to share. And I did pull 3 cards to represent the lessons of May 2022. And they do seem to all be around healing and emotions in particular. So I'm going to tune into Diana to answer or to share messages for these cards, and we'll start with the first one that came out, and that is Easy Does It. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So I'm going to tune into Goddess Diana now, and she's just kind of going like this, like slow it down. There's a need to slow down the pace. She's using the word workaholic. There's a lot of buzz and movement right now, and there's a lot of frantic energy, it feels like, in the collective, and calming energy is needed. So mastering the feminine approach more than the masculine approach, it feels like there's a call to master the feminine approach or way of doing things to help balance some of this frantic energy, this anxiety or feeling or need to move and move around and go out and do things, because the sun energy is really strong. So with the summer on the horizon and the spring and the sun, there's a lot of energy out there right now. People are on the go more and more, and they're traveling more, they're moving around more. There's a sense of urgency there too to get things done. Yeah, so she's highlighting a need to slow down the pace. It's okay to move, but move at a pace that's comfortable for you. So that's what is considered wise. You don't want to move faster than your feet can take you, is what she's saying. So one step at a time, one intentional step at a time, and be at peace with each of those steps. So come into a place of alignment and a feeling of inner peace with each step that you take. Don't feel rushed. And this kind of came out a similar message with Goddess Isis. So I find it interesting that both of with my new moon eclipse message, I find it interesting that there's somewhat of a theme there, even moving into the month of May, to easy does it, to take it easy and not be rushing the process, because the momentum is building and it feels like it's heightening, and there's some kind of peak energy activation or portal that's going to happen, or something's it's moving to peak sometime in June, I feel like. So there might be some events that are going to happen in June, but essentially the energies are heightening. So just be easy on yourself. Your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. So it's your health, your happiness, and abundance that is going to the feeling is that that's what is dependent. Okay, taking a gentle approach to life and work is what your health, happiness, and abundance is dependent on. So, rushing the process is not necessarily going to get you any further ahead of the game in any way. It's going to cause stress and physical problems. So you want to take it slow and take the time to relax and honor yourself, is what she's saying throughout this process. So don't rush it. Don't rush the energies might be accelerating, but there's no need to rush the process. It's happening. Um The other card is sensitive emotions. Times of heightened emotions and sensitivity call for extra self care and gentleness. I feel like that's what she was just saying. Yeah, there's a need to focus on ourselves. She's saying there's a need to go within. There's a need to do more cleansing, more intentional cleansing and purification of our energy fields and our bodies. And there's a need to be aware of our emotions and what needs to be released at any of these different new moon and full moon cycles, um, and all the mini cycles in between. Again, we're going through a very um, high level spiritual and transformation process that is an activation process that's requiring a lot of these new codes to be integrated, coming from these new DNA codes and cellular codes that are being integrated and given to us from the galactics are requiring that we also be able to release the old um, codes and I'm sorry, I'm losing words, but it's like I know what she's saying. It's causing us to need to release the old beliefs and paradigms and anything that's restricting the flow of abundance into our life. So it's just a constant cleanup process. So this is going to be continuous throughout May, it sounds like, and a deep cleaning, deep inner cleaning is what's needed to make room for these higher activations to really settle in a way that's going to help us um, feel good, I guess, is what is being showed. So go with the flow, go with the changes, and listen to your body and do what you need to do to feel centered, feel balanced, and feel like you're taking care of yourself, your emotional needs also. And then the last card was let yourself feel all your emotions. Your entire rainbow spectrum of feeling is sending you important messages and guidance. Goddess Diana here is highlighting intuition, feminine intuition, getting in touch with the feminine aspect of yourself that is not afraid to feel your true emotions. So there's some of us out there that are still afraid to feel our real emotions, and we're not tuning in deep enough. We're not connecting in deep enough to the deeper levels of emotional healing that is required at this time. So we might be hitting the surface levels. We might be recognizing on the surface how we're feeling in any given moment, but we may not be making the deeper connections to how those emotions are all the messages that are wanting to come through, or she's showing like past life connections, like all of these different the deeper connections that we're being asked, that our awareness is being drawn to help us make these deeper connections, and what on a deeper soul level is ready to be. It's in the unconscious level. So this is where her and Isis come in as moon goddesses, goddesses of the night, intuition, heightened intuition. Goddess Diana is showing and Goddess Isis is stepping forward that you can call on either of them or both of them to help and assist you in recalling the emotions that are ready to be released, and what the connections are, the emotional connections that these experiences have for you, and what is being recalled or what needs to be energetically recalled for you to fully heal and release that emotion. And so healing again is an important theme. And if you haven't signed up for my Patreon, I recommend that you do. And just to get some more information from the new moon and partial eclipse messages from Isis that came through, because there's just a lot of continuity and relationship from what those messages were showing, what some of the changes and things that the new moon was preparing us for. And then this is sort of um, the messages of May is kind of like what those changes are, and it's hard to explain and put into words. And I've got my own cleansing going on. I've got some allergies and a head type of congestion showing up since the partial eclipse. So I'm definitely in tune and aligned with the a need to release and cleanse and um, be aware of the changes that are happening, the physical changes that are happening. And so, lastly, I pulled two cards with the help of these guides from a deck that is Sisterhood of the Rose deck or the Mystical Rose deck. I can't remember the name of it. It's by Rebecca Campbell. But there are the last two cards, and they're for clarification of all of these messages and what they all essentially mean. And the first one was the Mystic Rose: compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, grace. So this is Mother Isis stepping forward. I do call her Mother Isis because I have that type of relationship with her, but Goddess Isis stepping forward. And she is just showing that now is a time to share the divine feminine, the compassion, the humility, the humanity, grace. All of these attributes are important for us for our healing and the healing of Mother Earth. So remember to love your brothers and sisters as you love yourself. Christ consciousness, all of these aspects are important for your own healing and growth, and to also have this for yourself, to show yourself grace and compassion is also important, to come into spiritual alignment with what you're being called and how you're being called to serve humanity at this time. And then the last card for clarification was come to me, attracting like a rose, receive abundance desires. So tuning into Isis once again. She's just showing have your heart open, have your heart open to receiving the abundance and the gifts that are yours, that are coming to you from Mother Gaia, that are coming to you from the higher dimensional realms. Be open to receiving, and you shall have all that you desire and all that you need to flourish in this lifetime and in those difficult moments. Always look for the what you are gaining out of that, whether it's strength, whether it's humility. What is that greater lesson? What is that difficult time showing you about yourself that is needed to be seen and needed to be heightened in that moment? So each experience heightens a certain aspect of ourself and on the positive side of things. And so even though it may be difficult to go through that experience, if we can somehow see the ways that it is making us stronger or helping us to align with some of these higher attributes like compassion, humility, and grace, then the abundance will come. So highlighting the rose frequency, that a pink rose especially represents the heart chakra, the heart opening up petal by petal. So helping the heart to do that, by helping the heart to heal, by opening up the heart to receive all of these divine messages and higher activations, connecting with our star brothers and sisters, and connecting with the different guides such as Isis and Goddess Diana, who are there around us to help us connect with our heart and our divine feminine side and our intuitive side, is all going to help us stay in alignment with where the energies are taking us and where we are being asked to, and how we are being asked to help and guide others and be of service to others throughout this process of ascension. So May seems to be a month of coming into alignment by healing, emotionally healing, recognizing the divine feminine aspect, helping to bring that divine masculine and divine feminine into balance, bringing our awareness to the stars, drawing more direct connections with our star guides, our star being guides, and our own heritage, our own galactic heritage, and then being open to receive the activations that are coming our way, and also tuning that are going to help us tune to the heart of source energy and the heart of Mother Gaia energy, and anchor this energy in for others to feel and be drawn into, connect as a whole within a unified whole. So a bunch of different messages, a different type. This felt like a little bit different of an energy update than sometimes I receive. There was more galactic information coming through for sure, but really good information. I hope that it resonated for you, and I hope that it helps you in some way align with your higher self and your highest mission. And sorry I got a little cut off there, but I just wanted to say, let me know in the comments how this resonates for you, or even throughout the month, what you are picking up on. If you are connecting more to your starseed teams, or feeling the call to do more healing work, or if you feel as though some of these activations are taking place, please let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like the video, to hit the subscribe button if you aren't already a subscriber. And if you do that, please hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I have new content as soon as it is released. Now, if you are a member of my Patreon site, you will get early access to all of the content that comes on my YouTube channel. So that's one of the benefits among many others. So please do check out that link to my Patreon site in the descriptions box below. And that is it for now. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye.